hangouts. Now, let's begin on a sad note. Death is an inevitable end that every mortal must taste, but it's a sad taste that's hard to accept. The Governor of Borno State, Professor BabaganaZulum, is mourning a spokesperson, Mallam Isa Gusau, who died on Thursday in India after a protracted illness. In a statement, Governor Zulum said the entire government mourns the loss of a dedicated public servant and a cherished member of his team. What a big loss.
Very unfortunate. I think Mallam Isa Gusau was somebody who shared the governor's dream, who worked tirelessly to ensure that everything was going fine in Borno State. And in terms of media strategy, I think he did his best. He's said to be a very committed person. He worked like a horse and gave his best. Before he died, he wrote a piece that when he was ill, he kept it away from his friends and family people, because he said the best thing is that you should let your family people feel that everything is okay so that you don't traumatize them. And he was apologizing to his friends that he didn't let them know. Even the governor didn't get to know until he noticed that he was emaciated, and then quickly had to arrange surgery for him. You know, it's a very unfortunate thing. We can only stand shoulder to shoulder with the family at this moment of grief, and we pray that the children he left behind, that the Almighty will be with them. He played this part. He has practiced as a journalist for about 12 years, but within the short time, he made a remarkable impact. And that also raised a lot of questions about our health policy in Nigeria. You know, that we are all at risk because of the health situation in our country, our hospitals, our health centers, you know. And that's why life expectancy in Nigeria remains very low compared with even so many countries in Africa. So I wish, I grieve with his family, and I pray God blesses his soul.
Mallam Isa Gusau.
Well, I never met him physically, but we communicated online, social media. And I know he was someone who brought a professional touch to his job. Of course, you know, there were times when the governor had some bad press. And I even remember there was a time, I think he explained something to me, you know, why the governor at the point had to start sharing, you know, people remember images of the governor sharing bags of rice directly to the people of Borno State. And, you know, there was this thing about that. There was a time he allowed people to do it, but stories came back to him that people were doing other things with the palliatives that were meant for the ordinary people. So he brought the governor to national and international discourse, the front burner of national. And you can imagine the governor of a remote state like Borno. But I mean, when there were speculations about people who are likely to come out as candidates and running mates for the 2023 presidential election, of course, a lot of people mentioned Professor Zulum. Why? Because people could readily say this was what they had heard about him, this was what they had seen, these were the photographs, these were the videos, these were the things they had heard the man was doing, even though they had never met him, they had never even been to Borno. So Borno now stopped being defined as, now moved from being defined as a theater of war, a theater of violence, destruction, to a place where you had a government that was running with empathy, a government that was in tune with the ordinary people, and that people could have confidence in. So Isa Gusau really, he did so well. He did so well. I may so rest in peace. It just reminds me of when my friend Imam died some years ago, who was also in that same role, working for Tambuwak. Yeah, Imam was somebody who, you know, made you love his governor, even though I never met Tambuwa, but from the way he handled his job, you could see, you know, these were people who made you love their principles. So, Imam's exit was really painful, because this was someone you could send a text message to and he would respond. He would reply you, you know, but, well, his creator had other plans. So I wish them, you know, may their souls rest in peace, and I pray for their families that, well, that God will grant them the repose, you know, to the strength to bear the loss of two very fine gentlemen, you know, thoroughbred professionals in their own rights.
So, on behalf of